Street Journal online, and we have a guest today, Bogustice.
What it do?
So we have Bogustice on the show today, Bo. We were just kicking it a little bit before the interview, but man, it really is an honor to have you and your experience in the community with your music. Right. So I just got a couple of questions for you.
Let's get it.
But I got to start with this because we talked about your some of the skits in between your songs.
Yeah.
And I just had to ask, who was your favorite '90s B action star growing up?
Man, it's funny that you said that because, like, when Arnold was Commando, Commando was like my top. He was probably in my top 3. That and damn, I ain't even think about it because it's so funny that you said that's where I got the Radiant King from. I got the Radiant King from Conan.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's I wanted to I shouldn't be saying this because somebody gonna end up trying to do it, but at least y'all know it's documented now or whatever. But
right, you came up with it first.
Right, I was gonna come out with a project with me because at the end of the Conan's, because Conan is him as a king talking about his life before he was the king.
Okay.
So at the end of each Conan is him sitting in a throne when he's older and the king, you know what I mean? Like that. So I always wanted to do the picture. That's why it's the Radiant King, like, you know what I mean? Because I got it from that, because he just always be sitting in the throne, like, seeming like he been through so much that he's unenthused with whatever going on. It's just like, he's just sitting there just, you know what I mean?
Like a boss.
Yeah, like pretty much like, I'm just on my throne cooling, but I'm letting y'all know about my life beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Back when he was a slave, because he was a slave.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, he was a slave first. You know what I mean? So, he went from a slave to being a king. So that's where the Radiant King came from. So I would definitely say Schwarzenegger. And I didn't even think about that though. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Conan was definitely a beast for me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. The governor. Well, he's not the governor no more, right?
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
But I'm thinking about going to go see that Terminator myself.
Yeah. Especially when I seen him going, like, beefing himself. Like, what is this? Nice.
So that's interesting. It ended up having a parallel anyway.
Right.
Without even, it was subconscious.
Yeah, and I really didn't even think about that until you just asked me that. That's funny.
Yeah, because I have, I've got the cover art for the most recent album, Bogustice.
Yes.
It's a very inspirational piece, and we're gonna find out more about it. But here you go.
Bam. You see it.
So one of the questions that I have is, just as someone who appreciates hip hop, what would you say? Where is hip hop right now? And not from the standpoint of an artist, but as the audience, yourself, just looking at where hip hop is. What would you say hip hop is? Maybe on a national level.
I feel like hip hop has really digressed over the years as far as content, but as far as business, it's booming more than it's ever been. With the exception of, like, now, the consumer don't purchase albums like they used to. So that's affected the business, but it made people more business minded in a sense that now they know, this rap, it'll feed my family, but I need other ventures. So now people are being more entrepreneurial. People are they going into clothing lines, they going into sneaker lines, they coming up with their own vodkas, all type of stuff like that. And hip hop has opened that door. And a lot of people that used to had a locks on hip hop that didn't want hip hop nowhere in their personal being is now trying to exploit it. You'll see hip hop in an Arby's commercial. You see people breakdancing in Arby's now or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like now, it's not because they appreciate hip hop. They appreciate what hip hop can do for them at this particular moment. Right. But as far as the music, I feel like I said, I feel like we in a transitional period. Like like how I was in the early 2000s. We was in the transitional period from the early, I say like the late 90s to the early 2000s. It was the transitional period was from the hardcore hip hop to the clubby shiny suit type thing.
Right.
Now we into this very commercialized rap right now that, you know, it's still dominating the airwaves and stuff like that, but you starting to see the reemergence of lyricists again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of people are kind of getting tired of being like we smarter than this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we smarter than this. We don't always club. We not in the trap all day. We not this, that, third. We have human emotions like that, and that's what, like, in my personal opinion, I feel like the executives and the boards, they're trying to they try to model everybody to be one thing, like one facet. Like if you're a thug, you got to be a thug all the time. Right. But thugs have girlfriends too. Thugs have girlfriends that they care about. Thugs have girlfriends that broke their heart. They're like, yo, I'm gonna kill this nigga, man. Where's she? Start crying, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like thugs have pain. They feel pain. As far as a nerd, he'll probably whoop your ass too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna always talk about video games. You break my video games, I might break your jaw. Like, damn, like, he died. What him gonna do? Like, everybody have different facets to themselves, and the industry just wants you to exploit one thing. And if it ain't you, they want to make it you. Like, prime example, like how Dr. Dre, like me, I thought it was gonna be a great cohesive effort with Dr. Dre and Rakim was working together, but they broke up due to, or they stopped their relationship due to creative differences. But what the creative differences was basically was that Dr. Dre was trying to make Rakim do street thug shit, and Rakim ain't really that, like, not saying he wouldn't get down or he didn't get down, but he was more on the you know, the 5%er and kicking knowledge, kicking jewels and stuff like that. So that's his way. So for you to try to make him start talking about busting guns and stuff like that, like, we'll believe it, but it won't be believable because that's not his core.
Not who he is.
Yeah, so, you know, that's what they doing right now. But now, what they did is that they try to make you believe, like, no, in order for you to pop, what you need to do is you need to have the girls shaking their butt in videos. You need to have 1,000 chains on. You gotta always talk about selling drugs, this, that, and the third, to the point that everybody did it, to the point that as soon as a Kendrick Lamar came in and he didn't do it, Kendrick Lamar is like the greatest person ever. It's not that he's the greatest. It's just that y'all ain't heard it in so long that anybody that came through and did it, like, yo, he that dude. Because it dumbed you down so much that, like, if I keep telling you, like, yo, if I give you an apple every day, and you like apples, after a while you're gonna like an apple less, but you're still gonna like it. And after a while, you probably won't like it anymore, but now you need it for survival. So that one day I give you an orange, you're like, oh, shit, yo, this is an orange, though? Oh, shit. Like, because you ain't had an orange in so long that this orange is going to be the greatest thing to you ever. As opposed to you don't even know it was almost spoiled. You know what I mean? So imagine if you got you a good orange. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was like, that's what it is. So that's how I view it, at least. You know what I mean? So it's just they oversaturated it so hard that now that any type of glimmer of hope, they latch onto it.
Eat that up.
Yeah, they latch onto it.
Okay.
So.
Now, can I interject a question here, since you guys are on that vein? It almost sounds like you're talking about gangster rap. What do you feel about the so-called gangster rap?
I feel like with gangster rap, I feel like it has its place only from gangsters. Like, I don't want to hear something from somebody that, first, I don't want to hear something from somebody that is fabricated. But I also don't want to hear gangster rap being glorified by a gangster, because a gangster knows that it's not all roses. Like, you can't go and kill 80 people and then go to Dave and Buster's and think everything's gonna be alright. You know what I mean? Like, it's consequences and repercussions from everything. So it's like, I like for my gangster rappers to let you know the real, like the both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate that type of gangster rap because you know, because anybody that tell you like this, how I look at it. I tell people all the time, I'm like, I could have been a street dude, but thank God I had a lot of street dudes that cared about me, that told me, yo, stick to this rap. You know what I mean? Street dudes, like real street dudes that I know get busy.
Right.
I'm like, why they want me to do this if they that? Like, it's something about that. Like, yo, man, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing because this ain't that life. They must have seen some shit. It was something that pulled them in.
Right.
And it was good for a moment.
Right.
But now it ain't good for them.
Right.
But a lot of them don't even have options anymore that they feel like that's all they can do.
Right.
To the point that they dropping a jewel on me like, yo, Gus, like, this is like, I don't know how to rap. I don't even know how to do carpentry. I haven't even finished school. I haven't, like, my doors closed a long time ago. Don't allow that to happen to you. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's almost like my obligation to, like, I don't want to beat nobody in the head with anything.
Right.
I just want to show y'all options.
Right.
Like, if you want to be a thug, just know that you could have been a painter. Just know you could have been this. Like, if you chose that was your choice. You know what I mean? But just know that you wasn't limited to that.
Right.
And that's all I feel like I'm here to do is just let people know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's options out here for all of us.
Right.
So just choose wisely.
Right. So it's interesting because with your perspective on that genre of rap, you draw that conclusion based on firsthand, you know, mentors firsthand who just said to you, no, this isn't everything that you think other people make it out to seem. So when you hear someone who's coming from that direction and trying to glorify it, it's like you don't have an issue with that, but you want people to be honest about it.
Right.
Just like those same brothers was honest with you,
Exactly.
so that people can have a choice, right? Because these kids come up and they might see that and think, but there is a real reality to it.
Exactly. Like, I think about it all the time. I think about, like, I got a cousin, you know what I mean? Shout out to my cousin Marquise, you know what I mean? Like, he one of the most street dudes that I've ever encountered. But he done spent more than half of his life in jail. Literally, like, he's literally spent more than half of his life in jail to the point that, you know, things that I take for granted, like a phone call, he needs that. He needs a letter. He needs, like, just to know, like, he'll write you a 5-page letter, and he it's just he want to know about anything that's going on outside. Like, yo, like, what people wearing? You know,
Wow.
and he'll think about it. Like, he'll just, you know, it's because he don't know what's going on
Right.
for real, or he know, but not to the degree because he's not out there touching
Right.
the world. Like, that means something to him. Like even because I like, even I had a little situation that I didn't do like no long stay, but me, when I was in jail, because the longest I've ever been in jail was like a month, and I hated it every moment. Like, I felt meaningless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, these people telling me what to do, and you know what I'm saying? I got like stay in my room until they say I could come out for an hour.
Right.
And stuff. Like, it was demeaning. But what was more demeaning than all of that is I remember one day everybody was just, you know, playing cards and stuff. I wasn't though. I just was always like writing or something like that. I was just looking.
Right.
And dudes is gambling for coffee and ramen noodles.
Wow.
But if you would have like try to ass bet this motherfucker on his ramen noodles, he'd have fucked you up. And I'm looking like, yo, I get these from the store for like 10 for $1.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's completely different. Like, even like the one night, like, you know how like say we about to go to the club, like, yo, we gonna turn up tonight.
Right.
Yo, they was like, yo, like, they'd go from one bunk to the other joint, like, yo, son, we getting that coffee popping tonight. Like, hell yeah. Like, I'm like, coffee? Like, y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking them, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they've been so institutionalized that these little things mean so much to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I can't allow myself to be like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you really, it's like, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel and holding it up like it's a pot of gold.
Right.
Like like if somebody give you like how people eat chitlins and stuff like that. I don't
Right.
eat, like that's slave food. That's the shit they used to give slaves.
Right.
But now they eat chitlins like yo like.
Right.
Like nah, you was never supposed to eat that.
Right.
But now you eating it and you think it's like caviar or some shit like that.
Right.
Like, and that's just the way they presented it to you for so long that it's been programmed for you to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I got a stepfather and he lost his arm when he was a little kid, and I used to always ask him when I was young. I'm like, how you know you wasn't left-handed? You know what I mean? And he was like, why you say that? I'm like, you lost your arm at so young that you only use your right hand for so long that of course you're gonna become right-handed. You know what I mean? Because you trained yourself because that's all you had, but you probably was left-handed.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you maintained your left hand, you would have never, you know what I'm saying? You would never use that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how I look. That's how I look at this stuff. It's like, yo, if you always give me chitlins and stuff like that, I'm gonna make the best out of it. But if I never have an option, I'm never gonna look at the option. But what if I did have an option?
Right.
Like then you would realize, like, the fuck, I'm eating this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's how I look at this hip hop. It's like everybody was so into the club, so into the gangsters, so into all this other stuff that once they realize they got a right hand, it's like, what's that? You know what I mean? Like, let me see how to work that. Like, yo, I actually got better feeling in this hand. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can actually relate more to this hand than this hand. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it, you know?
So no, and I appreciate it. I feel like we went full circle with just a little bit of that whole concept of options and choices.
Right.
And so even you described hip hop and what you feel is the state of that hip hop on a national level, as you know, people were thinking one way in terms of the style of music. Okay, we eating apples. The orange come along. You got like a Kendrick Lamar come along, and you know, people don't even realize that they were craving something else, or that there were other options. For you, I mean, what is it that what is it that I guess what is it that you love about hip hop? I mean, in terms of there are different genres out there, and I'm sure you listen to more in rap, but for hip hop, I mean, what is it that inspires you about hip hop? What do you love about hip hop?
See, 'cause like people ask me all the time, like, when you first got into hip hop, and it's like, really, I can't remember because I was always into it. Like, that's what I tell people. I'm like when I was 6 years old, I was already freestyle. I know when I was young, I already had a King Son album. I already had Coogee Rap first album. Like this when I was a little kid. So it's like I couldn't really tell you like what started it, and I can't even really, to be honest with you, it's almost as if I can't tell you what I like about it because it was always my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's always what I knew. So it's really hip hop. Like I gravitated to it so young that everything I do, from the way people say like, yo, I could tell that's you just the way that you walk. You just got like a funny bop to the way you walk. Like that's hip hop. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
You know, the way that I wear my clothes, the way that I wear my hat, the way I talk. You know what I mean? The way that I might, you know how when people run, but you know, people, like black people, they always got that cool run, like that. Like that's hip hop. You know what I mean? Like that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. Like that's hip hop is, cause rap is just the music. Hip hop is the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the way, you know what I mean, the way you rocking your beads and stuff like that, like that's hip hop. You know what I mean? Because you chose to rock it that way. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Same way, because you could tell the difference in like what's going on right now. A lot of people is kind of dressing like skateboarders and like rock stars and stuff like that. Rock and roll, I feel like no, skateboarding is probably the closest to hip hop to me. You know what I'm saying? They always was like the rebels. You know what I mean? Hip hop has always been the rebel. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel as far as this is like, you know, like this music has always been rebel music, and I've always did things nonchalantly against the grain, whether it was good for me or it was bad for me. You know what I mean? Hip hop always gave me the from a young age, it gave me the idea that not to conform. Whether I was not conforming because I was being disobedient, or I was not conforming because I know that it's something better for me.
Gotcha.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, because a lot of people before hip hop, everybody was just kind of, you know, sticking to whatever. You know what I'm saying? They was always playing the safe route.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when hip hop came out and started talking about social issues, or, you know, even talking about street shit, like talking about, yo, we out here selling drugs every day, this, that, and the third, like, that's not what we want to do.
Right.
You know, like, and that's what it is. Like with hip hop, it was just I can't really, like I said, I can't really say because I was always that. I was always in it, so I can't really say like what I like about it because everything about it I like. Even the music that I don't like, that don't mean I don't like something that person does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be something that person does that I really like. Like, prime example, like, I've never been a Plies fan, but I like the way he articulates himself on Instagram. Not saying he's very articulate, but he's not very dumb. He's not dumb at all. He just talked real street. You know what I'm saying? But he's actually very smart. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with like a Kevin Gates or Andre 3000. It's like all these people, like whether it was something I didn't like about them, I could definitely find something about them that's like,
that you can respect.
Right. Yeah. So you know, that's how I look at it. Hip hop has given people the that voice. You know what I'm saying? It's really giving us that voice because before, you know, we still being oppressed today. But believe it or not, black people and black culture is the dominant force. You know what I'm saying? So they can oppress us. But they can't quite oppress us enough to not capitalize off what we can do. So they gonna give us a few like you know what I mean? Like if you work at your job, you know what I'm saying, they want to keep you. So they're like, I guess every 6 months we'll give him a 25-cent raise, even though it ain't shit, but it's enough to make you use like, damn, I was just about to quit my fucking job, but damn, they just gave me another raise. Alright, I'll stay a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Then it's like, you'll stay. They'll give you a little bit more like, oh, we gonna put your video on VH1 now. VH1 was never a hip hop. Like it was always like some country. Like that's why I still be in amaze when I see how I feel like VH1. I don't watch VH1 because of that. I'll watch MTV Jams or I watch that, but I won't watch VH1 because I'm like, y'all really used to shun hip hop. Like you would never see hip hop on VH1. Now all you see is Love and Hip Hop and this, that, and the third. Like all these different things that's exploiting the people. Right. It's not really like it's trying to like. It's making us think it look good. Like, oh girl, Love and Hip Hop gonna be on tonight. Right. That's not good though, because you about to watch people act a fool. You know what I'm saying? To you it's good because it's like, yo, black people getting put on this, that, and the third, or yo, cause I don't even watch Love and Hip Hop, so I don't know none of the characters. But let's say Kiki, she act like my cousin Shatara or some shit like that, so she could relate to that. But the white people that can't relate, be like, these motherfuckers is wow. We ain't going to the hood. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like that's how they act. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. But hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop got its pros and its cons. You know what I mean? But you know, at the end of the day, you gotta accept the good with the bad. So I love everything about hip hop because it's giving me a voice. So.
No, and I mean, I think you know, like you said, trying to you've been involved with it for so long, trying to explain how and what it means to you is difficult. But I think you answered the question. I mean, I think you know, it sounds like it's definitely giving you a voice, and you can, and it sounds like what you're saying is you can see how for all these other different artists, they may have something that was unique about them, where they tried to express that in a certain environment, they might not get respect. But what that might mean is, you know what, we don't respect that part of you, but all you might hear, or all we might hear outside of hip hop is we don't respect you because that's who we are. If that's that, so I see what you mean. So for you, hip hop gave you an opportunity to be who you are and express that.
Exactly.
That's really cool. So you said that like you began performing at the age of 6.
Well, no, I wasn't actually performing. Like I just used to freestyle. Like when I first, I just started freestyling. Like and I was whack. I was so trash. You know what I mean? But I never gave up. So by the time, like no BS, like by the time, and I remember this specifically because when I got in 6th grade, my man Jamel at the time, he go by the name God Illa. He don't really rap no more for real. But yo, when I tell you, like, cause I like by freestyling being all that I knew, freestyling was like my written rap. So I was very good at freestyle. Like I was because that I had to let people know I rap. Right. So like. And back then people used to freestyle, but you know, a couple of people. I always used to go against older guys. Okay. So it was like, it just trained me to be better. Like my vocabulary got ill and this, that, and third, whatever. Boom, boom. So, but the reason why I remember like this period of my life because when I first met Jamel, me and him didn't like each other. He was we was both in 6th grade, but he was a year older than me. So technically, he's supposed to be in 7th grade. So what, 12, 13. Yo, this shit that this dude used to write at 12 and 13 was smash it, like from grown men this today. Wow. And I always thought about that back then. I'm like, yo, like, cause I didn't know how to write rhymes. So I was like, yo, he's really, really nice. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really, and he's only 12. You know what I mean? Like he's only 12. So eventually me and him got cool and we ended up linking up. Like he was like my rhyme partner. Yeah. And we never used to rap against people in 6th, 7th grade. I kid you not, no BS. Like I used to go to traditional. And people that went to traditional, they can attest for this. We in 6th, 7th, 8th grade battling the juniors, the seniors, like a sophomore, but like, or sometimes the seniors like, yo, get them 2 little dudes, man. Like tell them to come over here. And we smashing niggas at their table, whoever. Like then my man Jamel, he ended up getting kicked out. So it was just like it was all on me. So after a while, it was like every time like a new person came to the school, like let's just say that new person was in 4th period lunch. Right. My lunch ain't until 6. So people start coming up to me and be like, yo, it was some new nigga like this, that, and the third. Like he was saying like he better than anybody in school. Like all right, tell motherfucker I'll be in his lunch tomorrow. What lunch? I will be there, and we gonna see if you better than me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And this, and like I said, people can attest to this. Like, I'm not trying to put people on blast, but shout out to my one man B. You know what I mean? Like, I've always, like, people respected me more than sometimes in certain instances that I didn't even respect myself. And this is exactly what I mean, right? And this is the reason why I thought about it. One time I was freestyling against this dude. I was battling one of the new guys. So me and him going. So I'm smashing dude. But then he really started smashing me, right? And I'm just sitting there like, I'm just listening. Like, this dude killing me. But then he said one line. I'm like, yo, that's a cannabis rap. I was like, keep that. Keep it. And it just pushed me. I was like, it just pushed me and I smashed him. Like, I smashed him and he used the cannabis rap, right? At that time, he like, nah, that wasn't a cannabis rap, whatever the case may be. Later on, we got cool behind that. He admitted it. I was like, but you ain't had to admit it. This, that, and third. He didn't admit it because he didn't have to. I already knew. But he used to always tell people like, yo, man, like, because he still called me Bishop. He like, yo, Bishop, man. He was like, he the reason I take this shit seriously. He's like, yo, he'd tell you like, and like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he like, yo, man, like, he the reason why I took this shit serious. Like, yo, he humiliated me. He crushed me. Like, this, that, and third. He knew I spit somebody else's rap and allowed me to keep it and killed me. You know what I mean? And then I ended up, you know, I graduated. So then I was at my job or whatever the case may be, and some young dude, he ended up working there. So we was talking, and I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I do music. My name Bogustice. He's like, yo, I heard of you. He was like, yo, my man B, he wrote an essay about you. I'm like, what? I was like, he's like, his name B, because I didn't call him B, I used to call him Outlaw, because he had a tattoo say Outlaw. So I was like, who? Like, you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, he started explaining. I'm like, oh, Outlaw? I'm like, yeah, like you lying. He like, nah, he like, nigga, I didn't go to that school when you went there. Like, makes sense. So he started telling me, he's like, yo, dude wrote like, cause it was like I know I'm going a little off subject, but he's like, in a keyboarding class, they had to write the most influential moment in their life. And he wrote about when I did that to him then, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And that stuck with him. Something that I forgot about, something that didn't really mean too much to me, was a turning point in his life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always try to be like that. Always after a while, at first, like I still always try to like let niggas know I got bars and this, that, and third. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like now I kind of I wanna change something about somebody. Like not change something, like change they being. I want to bring something to them that makes them want to change something.
Right.
Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Because because like I said, like that didn't mean nothing to me. I just thought it was sweet. Like I'm like, yeah, I crushed this nigga. He used it. Like that's all I looked at it as.
Right,
you know
right.
But he looked at it as like, yo, he crushed me, and I pulled out some other nigga shit. Like I can't ever do that again. Like you know what I mean? And that's real. Like you know what I mean? Like when I heard that was like one of the greatest humbling experiences to me. For me to, because I probably was out of school 4 years by then.
Right.
And for this guy that I don't know to be like, oh yeah, I heard he wrote an essay about you. Like,
that's wild, man.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I had a lot of little experiences like that, that like people like tell me those little instances that changed them. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like my one man, Alfredo Pounds, you know what I'm saying? Like he another one, he's like, yo, he did, like he was killing it in Houston, you know what I'm saying? And he was doing some interview, and it was like, yo, who was your greatest influences in rap? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, my man Bogustice. He was like, I seen dude in detention writing a rap one day, and I'm like, what you doing? He's like, I'm writing a rap. He's like, he spit that shit to me, I was done. He's like, I never rapped a day in my life. He was like, I heard dude write a rhyme, and it was like, ever since then, that's it. And I'm like, that was great, but I'm like, yo, he could have said Nas. He could have said Jay-Z. He could have said anybody. He said only me. He only said me. And I'm like, damn. Like that's when I realized, I'm like, yo, I gotta really try to do something with my voice. Not like, don't get it twisted, like I'm not no straight positive type rapper or this, that, and third. Like, you know, but my intentions is always, my underlying intentions is always good through my music. And that's how I want it to be. Like I don't ever want to give somebody, I don't want to be like the holier than thou guy. Because I'm not that guy at all. So I don't ever want it to seem like that. I just want people to know, like, yo, I might talk about smutting out a bitch. And I might talk about, yo, if you hire one of my peoples, I physically do harm to you. But I want you to understand that, like, overall, I care about you. Whether I dislike you or not, I care. Like, if something was to happen to you, I'm like, damn, he ain't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my overall thing, and that's what I'm with this music shit, is that I just want y'all to understand, like, at the end of the day, I do got humility. I do care. I'm not one of these people that try to act like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm throwing money and I'm this, that, and the third, and I don't give a fuck about shit. Like, nah, I honestly do. And I think, to be honest, it's almost like they try to make you having a heart seem like it's a fault. You know what I mean? And I want people to realize it's really not. You know what I mean? It's a good thing. So.
Oh, okay. So, in terms of performing, I mean, when you were freestyling, I would say that was performing. I mean, you had an audience. You had
definitely in the club, man. Like, to me, that was the best years to me. Like, just because it was all based on adrenaline. It was all and me. I didn't. It was all adrenaline, and it was all. I like to call it unbridled strength. It was like. I didn't know how to contain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a matter of fact, I remember one time, it's funny that we was talking about that family we was talking about earlier, because I was over there on Laurel, right? So I was over there on Laurel, and it was like 30 heads out on the corner, right? And I was with my god brother, right? And they all cipher. This one ciphers was like, I hate this era because of that. Like this, like you don't see nobody in ciphers no more. Yeah, it was like 30 dudes on the corner. So I'm like, I'm ready to go. He was like, nah. He was like, no. He was like, cause you gonna end up saying something because you just dumb out. Like, and I got what he said. Like, that's what I mean. Like, unbridled strength. It's like me and you trying to be arm wrestler friendly, but I don't know my strength. I fucking break your arm off. You like, no motherfucker. Like, and you don't like me no more. I'm like, yo, like I did too much. You know what I'm saying? So I got what he was trying to say. And at that time, that's why I was. It was just all adrenaline and like uncontained I just went. You know what I'm saying? But I loved it. It was like Gladiator. Like, you know, I felt like on some Gladiator shit. Like, yo, like I'm gonna rip your head off. But then it's like, yo, you in the wrong place for that though. Like now, because you gonna rip somebody's head off, but it's these 30 dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like that. So I had to like chill and just observe. You know what I mean?
But, I saw you at the Wolves Den on the West Side.
Oh yeah.
In that cipher. I'm a songwriter myself, but when I hear guys that can, off the top of their head, keep going, make it rhyme with what they just said, and as they go, that's like amazing to me. I mean, I've been writing songs like all my life, but I don't know if I could off the cuff just write. How do you?
And it's funny that you say that because it was the opposite for me. Because that's why I didn't I started freestyling when I was 6. I didn't write my real full official rap song until I was 18 because I couldn't slow my thought process down enough to write. I couldn't slow it down and be like, okay, you know, because I thought too fast.
Right.
That I thought of my line and I forgot of it. I thought 3 lines ahead and I forgot all of it before I couldn't do it.
Even get it down,
I couldn't get it down. You know what I mean? So that was like how you say you thought that was I thought that people that could write, but that's what, like I was telling my man Jamel, that's why I thought it was so amazing that he was so young and he was like writing these songs like this. I'm like, yo, like you crazy with it. Like I could never write a song. Right. Because like I said, like I just thought too fast. Like you know what I'm saying?
I seen you at the poetry thing. Can you freestyle?
That's not my forte. I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I mean, I can throw a little nursery rhyme out there. You know what I mean? I can rhyme something, but it's not.
Exercise it because the more you exercise, you write. Like, cause now I'm the other way. Now I can still freestyle. Like if you put on like a nice beat or some shit like that, and I get into that zone, I could still dumb out, but I'm nothing like how I was before because that was my only option. You know what I'm saying? Like now I want people to realize that I can rap. I was like, I don't care. Like I said, most people that used to rap against me, they used to spit written raps. Like I don't care about none of that. Right. Like I have to win because if like the way at that time, like I don't think like that now, but at that time I used to think like if I don't beat this guy, then I'm whack and like nobody's gonna appreciate me as a rapper. So like that's what I'm saying. Like that moment that he spit that cannabis rhyme, it was like the ultimate test for me because at that time cannabis was popping, and at that time like I used to like cannabis. I dog cannabis now, like he's nothing. Like you know what I mean? Like, but at that time cannabis was so great to me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, this is my chance to prove it to myself. It wasn't to prove it to them, like because I'm like I already was smashing them. So like I ain't gotta prove it to them now. You know what I mean? It's like now can I beat a cannabis verse? You know what I'm saying? Off the top. You know what I mean? So when, like I said, the people that was there, they know it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not fabricating none of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like I really did what I did. You know what I'm saying? So it was more for me. It was my only option. So it was like, that's what used to push me. It was like, yo, this nigga just killed me. Nah, it ain't no way I'm gonna die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't die because if I die, then it's gone. It's over. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to be better. You know what I mean? That was the only option. Like, yo, I think I could crush. No, like I have to. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Right, because it was just for you. Yeah, I had to because that's the only outlet I had because I didn't know how to write. Gotcha. So if somebody beat me in this field right here, me doing this, then what else? How somebody gonna take me seriously? Right. Wow.
So what were your influences growing up? I mean, with just, I mean, were there specific artists that you?
Yeah, definitely. My very first favorite rapper was Rakim. MC was Rakim, and then King's Son, LL Cool J. Run DMC. Then when as time went on, the Nas's, Ghostface. My favorite rapper is named Buckshot. You know what I mean? He was in a group called Black Moon. And
Black Moon.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, it's not that I didn't think I was better than him lyrically. And then people say this all the time. I'm like, because when people find out who my favorite rapper, because usually when somebody has a favorite artist, they style kind of emulate them. Right. But I don't sound nothing like him. You know what I mean? Like, because I already had my style before. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how long I've been rapping at.
Right.
I already had my style before he became my favorite rapper. It was just, I just liked him because it was like,
Yeah, why did you?
he was mellow, but he was still killing. He had that cadence. I woke up in the morning, I was even had my man, they had the L in his hand. Like, you know what I mean? It was just that, like, it was just the smooth, rugged shit. And they was always like, and I liked they was obedient. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was not obedient, they was disciplined.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all they used to wear was boots. Or they had like a military mindset. If somebody got out of line, you got to do 100 push-ups. If this, that, and third, if you don't write your rhyme by this, that, and third, it's 200 push-ups. This, you know what I mean? I like the setup of them boys. You know what I mean? And then when they came with the boot camp click, it was just the whole shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, this is the greatest movement to me. And like I said, it's not that I don't think that I dust dude off, like, but it's like I wouldn't want to because I respect him too much. I respect him too much, and I've had 2 encounters with him too, and like those are probably the most monumental, some of the most monumental times in my life. You know what I mean? Like the very first time that I met him, they was doing a show at this place called The Basement, and it was this guy named DT that used to do all the stuff. He had a show called Late Night Noise and stuff.
Late Night Noise, I remember.
And he used to sneak me in all the stuff. He's like, just hold my camera. So I used to get in all like I used to get into like all the like concerts and stuff like that for free. He just like act like I'm like his dude, like the
grab a bag, go in there.
Right. So I'm up in there and they all huddle in, you know how like football players, they get ready, they get in their chant, so they doing that shit, and I'm just looking at dude like he like right there. I'm just like hurt.
Yeah.
Right. So eventually he walking in the hallway. He keep walking past me, and I'm just like, I gotta say something, dude. I'm like, yo, I know you in your zone. I probably wasn't using this terminology because it was like probably like 15 years ago. But I'm like, I know you in your zone or whatever the case may be, but I just want you to understand that you are my favorite MC. He's like, man, I appreciate that, boom, boom, boom. I was like, matter of fact, I was like, my favorite song is Buck 'Em Down. I was like, I still got it on VHS tape. I was like, I still got Yo Rap City interview on a VHS tape. So he like, whatever, like, boom, 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 whatever. So long story short, they start performing and shit. So they performing, so he ended up doing I Got You Open. So I'm amped because this is one of my favorite songs and shit. So I'm so amped that my man, after a while, like my man tapped me. And I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm super amped. Like I probably damn near lost my voice. He tapped me. I'm like, what? And he went like this, like listen. I'm like, it's the beginning of Buck 'Em Down. Like, but it got like, so it's so hard to hear because it's just like the rumbling. It's just like, you know what I mean? So when I looked to the stage, like I was about to look to the stage to like whatever, he was already pointing at me. Like he remembered that I said that this was my favorite song, so he's pointing directly at me.
Wow.
So after that, I lost my mind. Like after that, I was just like, ah! Like, you know what I mean? Like I just completely lost my mind after that. So that was my first encounter. But then the year before last, I had just got a phone call from shout out to Tone Deep Thinker Records. You know what I'm saying? Like I had just got a phone call. I've never talked to Tone a day in my life on the phone. Like so I didn't know how he got my phone number. But he was like, he texted me. He was like, yo, this Tone, I want to know if you want to open up for Buckshot. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, hold on, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, I know this, I know somebody did, like, I didn't even go out for that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know that this opportunity didn't just come in my lap. So I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, all right, boom.
Right.
So, long story short, I did my show, whatever the case may be. Boom, boom, boom. So then he started performing. But it was so packed that I didn't want to get in the crowd. So I was like, I was off in the corner of the stage. But I didn't want to disrespect the stage.
Right.
Because the stage is now his.
Right.
So I keep like moseying, like every moment, like I'm trying to mosey up more and more into the stage, like the edge of the stage or whatever the case may be, like that. And so the whole time he never came to my side of the stage. And you know, it was a small establishment, but it was packed. But to the point that he could he could get familiarized with certain people. So certain person be like, yo, my name Dave, man, I love all your shit. He like, that's what's up, Dave, that's what's up.
Right.
Like, and he only on that side. He
Right.
only on that side.
Right.
He'll come to the middle, but he'll stop at the middle. So I'm like, he probably feel mad offended that I'm on the stage. So like I'm still
Right.
like to the point I'm almost part of the paint. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm really trying to like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like giving all his space. So long story short, he you know, he's like, he was about to wrap it up or whatever the case
Right.
may be. So he's like, man, shout out Dave, man. I appreciate you, boom, 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 whatever the case may be. Then he was like, shout out to Craig, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You always doing, word, you know what I mean? You gotta listen. Like the niggas in the stage saying all the crazy shit. Boom, boom. So he was about to say something, and then my man, cause my man, his name, shout out to my man, Mike Bronto. He's so fucking tall.
Yeah.
And my man's so tall and he be super amped. Like my man, he did something that just caught him off guard. So, cause he was about to say something to him, caught him off guard, and somehow or another he broke off into a freestyle or whatever. So like, whatever. So I still kind of feel some type of way, cause I'm like, this nigga ain't said nothing. Like I really think like he offended by by me
being on stage. Yeah.
So long story short, after he was freestyling, he's like, well, all I want to know is, what's up with the cat in the corner like this? Like he just said, and when he said, he didn't even look at it. He didn't look in my direction. He's just like, what's up with the cat in the corner like this? Mind you, they taping this for some show, like, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be broadcast all. It was a live feed, all over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's like, what's up with the cat in the corner like this? As soon as he said that, all you hear is everybody, bow, bow, like, and I'm just like, as cool as I wanted to act,
Yeah.
I couldn't be cool. I was just like, I ain't gonna lie, you my favorite rapper. Yo, that's all I could muster up to say. I'm like, yo, I can't even lie. Like, you my favorite rapper, and I feel like it was just an honor to open up for you.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I did hear you was up there freestyling like that. He was like, yo, you was murdering that joint. He was like, you know what? He was like, the same way that I salute a Joey Badass, I salute such and such, I salute such and such. He turned right to me. He was like, yo, I salute you, fam. He's like, yo, like, I respect you.
Wow.
At that point in time, I was just like, yo, fuck anybody that say anything to me. My night is completely over. I'm like
Right.
now there's nothing that could top this. If somebody dropped $1 million in my lap, I'm like, damn. Nah, I don't even. Fuck that
Right.
shit. Like I'm at the pinnacle right now.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
You're on the mountaintop.
Yeah, I'm at the pinnacle. So after that, I was just like, you know what? After it was all said and done, boom, boom, I'm like, all right, I just want to go backstage and thank him for the previous when he remembered.
When he remembered.
Yeah, so
Right.
I went down there and shit, and I had the highest over in my hand, but I was just holding him because I was selling him up in the spot, but I was just holding him. You know what I mean? I was just holding him, and I was like, yo, I just want to holler at you, and I had some glow in the dark Nike ones or some shit. So his DJ was like, yo, what the fuck is doing? He was like, yo, them shit's raw as hell. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? I be doing what I be doing when I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So he said that. He's like, yo, I ain't never seen nothing. But then I was like, yeah, I just want to thank you. You know what I mean? And he, at first, I was like, nah, I want to thank you for something else. So I told him the first story that I told you. He was like, yo, that's what's up. He was like, yo, that's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this, that, and third. I was like, so I was on my way to, like, dip. He was like, yo, what's that, though? I'm like, oh, this is my mixtape. He was like, can I have one? I gave it. After that, I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here because I don't care. I don't give a fuck, man. Holly Berry could be like, yo, man, you want to up for me right now? Like, shit, I'm about to ruin my night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to go home right now and just think about everything that just happened. Like, you know what I mean? After that, I was gone. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo. And that was, like, the best moment in my life ever. It was just, like, that anything could have happened. Anything, like, it ain't going to top that moment. Like, it was, I was too high. I was too elated. You know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, man. Like, listen, man, let's go home. Because something's gonna ruin my night. We go to Jim Steakout? No, because they tacos is gonna ruin my night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go home and I'm just gonna go to sleep. That's what it was. It was like the greatest moment, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he really like the person that influenced me the most because it wasn't really his rap style and all this other stuff. It was, to me, it was just like he officially made me want to be original. He's the one that officially made me, like, if I ever emulated somebody before, he made me want to stop it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because he don't sound like nobody. His whole style is just completely different. That I was just like, I don't even want to be a part of it. I don't want to emulate nobody. So that's why I get offended because I get a lot of people like, yo, you sound like Fabulous. And at first, I used to get offended because I'm like, man, I've been rapping like this forever. Like, way before you even knew what a Fabulous was. They like, nah, like, not the way you rap, your voice. Like, your voice sound like Fabulous when you rap. I'm like, oh, okay. I could live with that way more, you know what I mean? Than telling me that I rap like Fabulous, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that's what it is.
So, so with that, so like, okay, so you pretty much got to live out like this dream, like it was just like something from a movie. It was just surreal, but really it was. I mean, the energy that you have just explaining it is just, it's like I was there. But like, and that was just that was an event where you got to open up for that song or for that artist. On any given performance, what do you do to prepare for a performance? Is there a ritual you do?
It's funny that you say that because this is the con of me knowing how to freestyle. Is that like back when I really used to perform hard. I mean, when I used to do a lot of shows hard. This was really my ritual. Like I would pull up to wherever I gotta perform at. Me and my man, you know what I'm saying? We spark up a black, go through the shit one time. All right, let's go. Because me and him had great chemistry to the point that first we had great chemistry that our chemistry was so good that we easily can finish each other's sentences.
Gotcha.
So I was like, our chemistry is just gonna be there. Right. You know what I mean? But as far as the performances, why I say like freestyle has been kind of a crutch in this instance is because, you know, I be rapping and something to trigger me, or not trigger me, something like probably catch me off guard and I forget my verse. But I'll go right into freestyle. So people never realize it. But by that happening is that for so long I just relied on that. So a lot of times, most of the time, to be honest with you, probably like 75% of the time, I didn't say every single verse of every song on my set. I freestyled at some point in time because at some point in time something caught me and I was just like, oh shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I be going so heavy. Speed like Andretti. Y'all ain't really ready. You know what I mean? Just start, you know what I mean? Just start going off and then it's like, everybody like, yo. They were like, yo, if you would have heard the real song, like, that's not a verse anymore. I just freestyled to the hook, came back in, then I remembered the next hook, the next verse, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's, for the longest time, like, I didn't do no preparation. We smoked one black, maybe two. Let's go in there and just blow it down.
Right.
But now I realize that that's not professional. You know what I mean? That's not professional at all. So now it's like, but me, I don't have a hype man now or this, that, and third. So my main thing is I just be trying to make sure, because the way I rap, you know, I don't really take too much breaths. So now it's like I got songs that I intentionally try to make breathing room.
Right.
Because I think about performing them now. Because before, dude, when I tell you before, like when I used to perform, by like my second song, like I'm so winded, I'm sweating.
Wow.
I can't even like breathe. I'm like really going through my second song by sheer willpower alone. Voice is there, like by the end of my set, I used to always lose my voice.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then another thing that I had to train myself about is because usually when I'm on when you on stage, the speakers ain't facing you; they facing outwards.
Right.
So I used to always think that people couldn't hear me. So I'm like, I be yelling.
Right.
I'm yelling, and then I'm an animated person. So I'm yelling, I'm animated. It's almost like you doing the dance routine, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you doing a dance routine, you exhaust the energy. You yelling and you exhaust the energy. And the way you rap, you don't even leave yourself for breath. And yo, it's the protagonist, everything in it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm rapping like that, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm about to die up here. So it's like I have to, so I have to like actually make my songs in mind of thinking that one day I'm gonna perform this.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
like you know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
Like, dude, you gotta perform this. So all them bars you just went in, like, yo, take that out and just like leave a space.
Right.
You know what I mean? Leave a space there, this, that, and third. But as far as a ritual, I don't got no ritual. I just go over my stuff constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like what I do now is I go through my set, like you know what I mean. I listen to my set. I dumb out, do whatever I gotta do, boom, 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 and then I completely take the music off and I just say the whole set without the music. And the reason why I do that is because with me personally, I realized that I memorize stuff off of the beat. So it's like, but what if I didn't have the beat? What if somebody played another beat, like let's just say my CD stopped, but I'm like, okay, the show must go on. I still want to write this. I want to spit this verse over a Mobb Deep Quiet Storm beat, but the Mobb Deep Quiet Storm beat don't have every nuance that the beat that I rapped over had.
Right.
So I might forget a line, and then once I forget the line, I don't remember the rest. And once I don't remember the rest, now I'm about to just freestyle over this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's it go back to that. So it's like I rap over it to know, like, yo, now it's not the beat controlling me no more.
Right.
Now it's not the beat just like leading me through it. Like, yeah, I remember this line come after this line because that's when the beat go. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? But now if I ain't got that, then it's like I just know the verse now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just know it. So now it don't matter what I'm listening to. I know my verse, you know what I mean? So now I could just do it. Because before that's what used to happen. I used to always go through my show set. Go through my show set. So then, like, if the, let's just say hypothetically, the CD skip, like my verse skip, and then it's like, like, nah, I can't remember it. Freestyle.
Right,
you know what I mean? So that's what it is. So I try to make sure that I go through my whole set without no music at all. That way I know for a fact that I know.
No music?
Right. Straight like that.
But you know what? That makes sense. I've had that happen to me before performing.
Yeah.
Somebody look at me stupid or something in the audience, and you catch somebody you ain't. Like, what was that? And then you just mess up. You know what I mean?
Mess up your whole format.
And I ain't even got. I'm not working with what with what you got with the freestyle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
You just stop.
it's just bad.
Yeah. But that's what I always tell people though. Like, that's one thing I always tell people. I'm like, yo, just don't stop. Just don't stop, because as hard as, I mean, obviously I know freestyling is hard. It's not hard for me because that was the first thing that whatever. But I know for somebody that doesn't know how to freestyle well or something like that, it's hard. Not meaning that you gotta even freestyle. You might be like, yo, man, stop the beat, man. Cut the beat off, like, yo, man, like, and interact to gather your thoughts or something like that. Because if you stop, that's when they lose respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember my one man, you know what I'm saying? I remember he was going through, he was getting winded one time, and he kept apologizing to the crowd. Man, I'm sorry, y'all. And I told him after the show, like, man, like, don't apologize. I mean, just keep going. Like, just keep going. Like, cause if you, it's better to fuck up, like, damn, like I didn't do as good as I planned on doing, as opposed to you just stop. Like, you know what I mean? Because if you stop, then there's nothing else. It's just like, all right, moving along. Like, now it's just like, now they just shooing you off of the stage. Like, it's just like, damn, like, you. I was feeling you at first, but now that's the ultimate unprofessional thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, if you just stop, like, yo, even the people that I was feeling, was like, oh, I was feeling dude to that point. Now I was like, man.
Yeah, man, I jacked some joints up.
It was good to know you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you just sound like you taking everything that you learned and you built on your craft with that.
Yeah, and I'm still learning.
So just one last question. If what, I guess moving forward, what's next?
Well, you know, I got a few projects in mind right now. Right now I'm pushing that Winter Soldier, you know what I mean? You know, go cop that, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Bogustice.com, you know, all that. But right now, my next project that I'm working on is going to be called The Rain Has Begun.
Okay.
And then, hopefully, you know, if everything goes in the plans that I plan to do it, I want to come out with Augustus Legacy too, called The Radiant Curse. And then I got something else in mind that I'm gonna just keep in wraps for right now because I feel like that's gonna be a real big thing right now. But I'm just trying to keep a wrap on it. So.
All right, Street Journal Online. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Bogustice, man, we're gonna see you out there. Listen for more of your music. Keep doing what you do, man. Your stuff's inspiring. You know, I can't wait. We can't wait to see what comes up next. So take care.
Salute.
Peace.
TK all day.